closed the veil of the future and beheld only oblivion. The Zerg swarm came as was foretold.
So Legacy of the Void, Part 3. We knew this was going to happen. It's happening. We knew it was going to be the Protoss. We knew we were going to get a badass, trailer leading up to it. Got that. Although it wasn't a cinematic, it was a cutscene edit, which we got a little bit of an advance on that. Usually we get the just awesome cinematic, and then we get that cutscene like launch, trailer-esque video. So we knew all these things. What didn't we know? What surprised us with Legacy? That it was going to be a standalone game. I guess that was a surprise.
That was huge.
I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, big deal.
Which to me, I always get kind of disappointed when a company sets out a plan and then doesn't stick to it. But this is just a perk. This means you can get this. You can play, I'm assuming, with all of the advancements that have already come to the Terran and the Zerg that are going to be pre-built into this. But again, I want to focus on what we can take away from BlizzCon that we didn't know. That's a big surprise about the game.
Well, like you said, the standalone nature of it, so inviting to new players. You can just jump right in. You don't have to have had, part 1, part 2. And so they went for that. And then they also are adding Archon mode, which to me was also a really big deal because it can be so many things. What it is 2 players control 1 base and 1 army. So you can use that just to have fun with a buddy and, micromanage and get really crazy and do all these 3-pronged attacks, whatever you want. But you can also coach players. So it just further entices new people to come in and not be intimidated by...
For me, I love competitive multiplayer games and I love strategy games. And I enjoy watching Starcraft competitively. Mm-hmm. And I think it is the only game in my life that I've ever played where I've tried to get into multiplayer and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't have the time or a bit confidence in myself to be it was one of those games where I would try to get into it and get so utterly devastated that it just wiped out all ambition.
See, I like to see when I'm losing. You know what I mean? If something's gonna happen, I like to you play a fighting game, I lose. It's very immediate.
Right.
It's that move didn't work out, and you kicked me in the face.
Right.
Where it's when I play Starcraft, it's I know I'm losing right now, but but it hasn't happened yet. The loss hasn't happened.
But it's incomprehensible. It happens so quickly.
There is a point though, and I will never forget it. When I was playing Wings of Liberty, because I played a bit of StarCraft 1, quite a bit, but there was a point in Wings of Liberty multiplayer. You're getting your butt kicked. You're playing. A couple days after it came out, I was playing. There was that one moment that I will never forget where everything clicks and you get it. You see the game in a new light and you're confident and you're ready to play. And it's a testament to Blizzard matchmaking, how good their matchmaking is, because I am horrible one-on-one. I barely even play one-on-one. And I do Bronze and Silver League, and I have a good time. And there's also 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 and 4-on-4, which is more my style. Mm. And then, it's just there's so many different ways to play the game that
I totally believe you. I believe there is that eureka moment. Yeah. I just came out on the other side of the equation. I didn't make it that far on my journey. But with Archon mode, right? Yeah. I have less to handle. Mm-hmm. If you know how to do everything and I know how to do nothing, I can focus on doing one thing at a time.
I can manage the army, you can manage the resources. You're all right, I'm going to get every single resource.
That's the obvious 50-50 split.
Yeah.
It's I'm in the field, you're back in the base.
You build the units, you let me kill them. All right, if we can make that arrangement, that'd be great.
And you just call out, this research thing came up, what do we want?
Right, exactly.
Oh, I can tell you because I know what army they have because I'm in their base right now.
Maybe on paper, Archon mode doesn't sound that exciting, but
it sounds super exciting to me on paper. I love that.
Yeah. Okay, well maybe it sounds exciting on paper.
I always look after co-op opportunities more than competitive opportunities.
As a prospective players, it's so exciting
because it's just really about communication. It's there's only so much communication I can have if I'm butting my heads up against people day in day out. Totally. Where you can kind of grow and skill based, you can get better.
And just a lot of the units seem so fun. Terran has a Herc that can grapple to enemies, and it has this giant drill. Fan favorite, lurkers for Zerg are back. That was like the biggest announcement because they were in the Heart of the Storm campaign, but now they're in multiplayer. And then
and lots
there's
of upgrades, I'm assuming, that were available in the first 2 expansions or the first 2 parts of StarCraft 2 that now we can use in multiplayer because we couldn't before because it would throw everything out of whack.
Yeah. And a lot of units that can attack land and air. So they're really mixing that up. Siege tanks that can be dropped in siege mode. So they're going for it.
How do we feel about the story? Like, is that something that you guys are attached to? Like,
I'm so attached, Brandon Jones.
I kind of dig the story. I actually kind of came to a peace with the story in part 2. I thought the story was way better in the first part, but I kind of realized, like, okay, the story can only exist to set up missions. Like, there's only a conflict here because I have to play a real-time strategy game. So, like, characters make decisions like, what are you? Oh, you're doing a mission. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
But like once I realized that and like came to peace with that, I do care about these characters. I am curious. Like that trailer that they released, like there's some intense stuff going on, and this series has been around for so long, and it's not something like Assassin's Creed where it's like, oh god, it's the 9th chapter. It's like it's the second.
It's
still,
barely,
like. These are big monumental events that are going to affect these characters for a really long time. So pumped at all because of that.
I love nothing more than uneasy alliances. And when Kerrigan looks back and is like, we're going to fight them together, that just gave me goosebumps. I'm so hyped.
It's one of those things where I totally agree with you, Brandon. Like when I step back and I think about the StarCraft 2 story, I'm like, wait, why did that thing happen? Wait, what? When? Trying to like put it all together in a linear timeline gets a little bit confusing, but I think the way that they present it is so excellent. And as I'm going through the ride, like I'm there, like I'm in the moment, I'm there every step of the way. And he played the multiplayer, and I played a little bit of the campaign. And it's just like no real-time strategy game has this presentation. Like you're on the ship, everything looks gorgeous. You get to the mission select screen, it's like, do I want to go here? This thing seems really important, or do I want to go here? Oh, here. You can upgrade your units. We're not going to be too much to overwhelm you, but just enough to make it feel like you're doing something. And then the missions themselves. He came over and
I just started shaking him.
Rayner's crew, okay, was trying to go into the atmosphere of this planet. And the thing that they're on is burning up, and they're getting attacked by shadow operatives, and you have to go in, and you have to like repair this thing and protect them, and you can do orbital strikes that is on a 60-second cooldown, so you're doing it all the time, where you're just taking on these massive armies, and like giant balls of death are coming in. I'm like, this is the first mission of the game.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Just for seeing that, and the trailer, the stakes seem so high.
Yeah, this
everything
is the
about
end.
it. Yeah,
they're stepping away from StarCraft after a while,
right?
Presumably, after this is done.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
super pumped.
Like, I go back and I play StarCraft 1 and I love StarCraft 1, but like a lot of those missions are, okay, build your base, take out this dude. All right, you won, next mission, and Legacy of the Void reminded me like how much they push themselves for variety from mission to mission. I think that's awesome.
When's this game happening?
Throw an arrow at the dartboard, June.
I'm gonna say late spring or summer. I feel like.
I'm ready.
A summer bet?
Yeah.
All right.
And then Overwatch in the fall.
Wow. Was it weird, not to like have Overwatch bleed into the conversation, but like, was it weird being at BlizzCon and having people excited about something that no one had a frame of reference on? Like, we're talking about the story in StarCraft, and like, oh my god, it's so crazy that Kerrigan's working with them, because and a lot of people are like, I don't know what the significance of those characters. Like, oh my god, it's crazy that we're going back in time and meeting these orcs that we've never like actually met before and seeing them talk in cutscenes. Like, they had to hire an actor for that guy that we've only read about on the Blizzard website, and like we know fits into lore. And like Overwatch is like, what is this? It's like everyone's looking around at each other like, we're all on the same page here with this weird game.
I thought that same thing, and I was thinking that it was a testament to how awesome Overwatch looks to stand toe-to-toe with Warcraft, with Starcraft, these franchises that are so personal, and it was holding its own.
It was that trailer. I think had they not had that trailer, the buzz wouldn't quite be as like feverish as it is, because when I was watching that trailer, and maybe it was just like being at BlizzCon and like getting caught up in the hype, I was like, I was that kid. Like I was that kid who thought superheroes were awesome. Like that was me, and like that trailer enough got me invested in that world, got me invested in those characters.
So Blizzard should make really cool trailers in the future. Is that would that be a good thing for them to focus on? Is that
Man,
the takeaway?
God,
I need a
than ever,
takeaway here.
The takeaway is Blizzard knows exactly what it's doing, and it's doing it well.
I think we've established that across several videos too. Yeah. All right, we're done.